Let's have court part 35. Good to see you again, Your Honor. Good to see you. Um, I left off yesterday with how I started a trend and how trends are the most important thing on social media and publicity, etc. Very important. People had no problem starting trends on me, including trillion-dollar websites. And the trend again started on me was, he's a scammer. Again, not one person has ever accused me of scamming them, Your Honor. Ever. Yet they can communicate with YouTube and say I'm a scammer. And YouTube's like, great, this is just what we're looking for. Because we had this millionaire calling us up every day. So we've been waiting to get rid of him on some bullshit. And that was the day my entire business got ruined because of a disgruntled woman who just didn't like me for whatever reason. She never gave me any money. Never happened. Again, so trends are very important. And so since it was okay, since, again, YouTube, everybody else had no problem starting a trend on me, that was absolutely not true. I said, okay. I know the connotations around the word gypsy. I don't mean it as an insult. I mean it as an ethnic heritage. There are people that identify as gypsies. One of them's a world famous boxer who was heavyweight champion at one point. Calls himself a gypsy all the time. He's proud of it. So I never meant gypsy in a derogatory way. Unfortunately, though, the word has negative connotations, which I knew at the time. And I had a gentleman from a foreign country just saying, he wasn't trying to start a problem. Just saying, hey, they look more like the gypsy ethnicity than the Greek ethnicity. That's what he was saying. He wasn't trying to insult them. Because in his mind and in mine, gypsy is an ethnicity. That's the way I look at it. I don't look at it as an insult, because there are people that are proud to identify as gypsy. So that's how I look at that word. But I knew how other people looked at that word. So I began using it, and it pissed some people off. But again, I did it intentionally. Before I continue with trends, let me give a little backstory quickly. I knew potentially what kind of people I was dealing with right off in the beginning. I saw their social media posts. I saw how they would act online. I had information that people gave me. We found a little background information, Your Honor. The only background information we can really find is that they were in the fur business and the restaurant business. And once there was a tax issue with that business, the restaurant, and the IRS suggested, hey, can we come in and monitor your business, right? You should have no problem with that. If you're running a legitimate restaurant, you should have no problem with IRS agents coming in, monitoring the business, seeing what you take in at the end of the day, seeing how it all works. Oh, they fought that tooth and nail, Your Honor. This family. They didn't want the IRS in the business looking at what they were doing. I don't know why. Maybe you can guess, Your Honor. I have a feeling why. I think we all had a feeling why. So they fought in court, they paid the IRS some money, and they avoided the embarrassment of having the IRS monitor their business. That's really the only background of the oldest generation of that family that we discuss. Ain't much else. Makes one wonder. Anyway, so I heard things, I saw their social media posts. I'm sitting here debating how to approach this thing. They seem like, when someone says, oh yeah, I'm in the restaurant and fur business, I know what that sounds like. I'm from Jersey. Hop, skip, and a jump from two big cities, Philadelphia and New York. And believe me, the mob in Jersey too, believe me, believe that. They love Jersey, don't worry about that. So, it appeared in the beginning that they may be some form of mob family. And it appeared that they had the maturity, the women that were posting online in the family, and the one man that's in the family that posts online. It appeared they were a certain type of person. Snowflakes, if you will, that didn't like critique. In fact, they put a lot of money out over the years for, to ruin people's lives in court, process servers, to fight back against critique. I didn't know who they were at the time. Now I was starting to discover things. I had people sending me things left and right. I'm looking at different information. I'm looking myself, different information. Not to intrude in their life in any way personally or contact them ever. That was never my intention. Again, Your Honor, an investigation. That's what this always was for me, and that's the way I presented it in the beginning. I said, this is an investigation. Let's continue. That's what people were contributing to. An effort they could watch on television of an investigation into a death of a person they cared about. That's what they're paying money for. The way I went about it was up to me, though. Anyway, I knew these were a certain type of people. They appeared to be, from what I learned in the beginning. Because the first video I did about them and Chris Cornell's death, I didn't know who they were. Nothing about them whatsoever. I had no clue what I was talking about. It was just a Dr. Drew commented on Chris Cornell's death. That was the video, Your Honor. I just talked about it. Then I got other information, and I saw certain deeds by the family specifically that Chris Cornell married into. And that's why I decided to look into it. Not to intrude in their life in any real way, like face-to-face, phone call, online. Never. It's an investigation from a distance. Anyway. So again, the word gypsy, back to that. I knew there were certain kind of people and might react a certain kind of way to that word. I saw the trolling campaign already go on. I knew there were certain kind of people that weren't afraid to deploy a trolling campaign to attack women, as a website watched and clapped. Didn't do shit about it. Allowed my audience to be harassed and me to be harassed, stalked, and terrorized over years. In fact, took the side of the stalkers and harassers, even. They just sent me a notification the other day, Your Honor, of someone who doxed my girlfriend. Did a whole video directed right at me. YouTube's like, check this out, Nick. Right on my phone, notification, I click on it. It takes me to this crazy shit. This doxing stalker shit. So now YouTube's enabling stalking against me, even though I've done countless videos on the stalkers, Your Honor. Some have been taken down. Because, Nick talking about being stalked is just a line too far. What a joke. What a joke. Anyway, so I knew the use of the word gypsy would have a certain effect, and believe me, it worked. They never denied being gypsy. They never denied it. They almost wore it like a badge of honor. So maybe the person that made that observation in my comment section was correct. And maybe we were all calling them the correct thing. I don't know. I haven't done a DNA test on the people. But they seemed to not really mind it. I mean, it pissed them off, but it didn't really piss them off. They didn't deny it. Like, we're not gypsies, we're Greeks, we're this. No, they really didn't deny it. Didn't seem like a big deal to them, but it caught on, Your Honor, and all of a sudden famous people were saying it and stuff like that. Hey, people can call me a scammer, right, Your Honor? People had no trouble starting that thing up, that trend, and a website even joined in for the fun, to co-sign it, to really put their stamp of approval on all the defamation and lies against me, Your Honor. So I think the gypsy thing is a forgivable thing in the grand scheme and context. Wouldn't you say, Your Honor? I think you would. So again, they wanted to get trends started on me, ruin my rep. Okay. But I didn't defame them. That's the difference. They didn't even deny they were gypsies. That's the difference. Calling me a scammer, getting that trend started, that's defamation. That's a lie. That's the difference always between me and them, Your Honor. You'll see this difference more and more as time goes by. I may have done outlandish things and done crazy things. I did not defame people. Didn't do that. Didn't lie about people. Because that wasn't my intention. I was running an investigation. Stirring things out there, looking for reactions. Boy, did I get some. So the gypsy thing caught on to the point... Your Honor, my apologies. The gypsy thing caught on to the point that even famous people were saying it. Very famous people. Like some of the most famous. I'm sorry, Your Honor. That's my intention was never to be mean or racist with it. My intention as an investigator was to play a part, have people think I'm this certain thing, throw words out like that, like gypsy, since YouTube and the whole internet community, Google and everyone said the gloves are off, Nick. Look, we're allowing this harassment, stalking, and terror of your audience and you via millionaires. So we're telling you the gloves are off, right? All right, so the gloves are off. So the gypsy thing caught on. So that's a trend I started. That was my fault. I admit that. It's not defamation now. Big difference. Calling someone a gypsy is one thing. Calling someone a scammer is a whole nother thing. And we know that. You're accusing someone of a crime. Scamming people is a crime. Defrauding people is a crime. I don't do that. I know it's a crime. Never had the intention to scam or defraud. It's running an investigation. Again, I needed attention from people so the real work could begin. Once I saw, okay, I'm getting warm. Oh, they're sending thugs. Oh, they're sending FBI. Oh, they're calling me a scammer all over the place via their public relations effort, never attaching their name to it, except for one member of the family that just couldn't help themselves, and I always knew that would happen. There's one uncontrollable member of the family that has defamed me, and that's going to cost them. Because again, calling someone gypsies or witches or whatever, that's not defamation. That's not accusing someone of a crime, like serious defamation. Again, the whole witch thing, that got it trending, Your Honor. I called them witches. I presented them as witches. But coincidentally, people kept pointing to this music video. And people kept saying all over the internet that this video is a representation of these two women that saved Chris Cornell's life. It's a video called, I can't even remember now. Not important. In the video, two women, one older, one younger, one attractive, one not, intentionally, that was the idea put forth, in long silken black robes in the Midwest, as the hero Chris Cornell in the video was about to be executed. They distracted the hangman so the hero could get away. What's my point here, Your Honor? Someone might have had the intention, because they actually are into witchcraft. I don't know. Someone might have had the intention to present these two women in the music video as the two witches that saved his life. In other words, they're portrayed, this is from their community I got this information, the community that doesn't like me, because I presented the video in a different manner one day when I did a video, and then the music video was removed that day I did the video from all over the internet. The one I talked about. Took a nap after the video, woke up, oh wow, it's been scrubbed from the entire internet. The specific music video I'm talking about. Because I presented it a different way than they did, their community. Their community presented it as, these are the two women that saved Chris's life. And in the video, it looks like two women, I guess you could say, are saving Chris Cornell's life. That's the analogy they always used in real life, that they saved his life. They were his saviors. Then we have a video where two women, one young, one older, dressed in long silk black robes in the middle of the Midwest, as witches, saved Chris Cornell's life. So maybe the witch description wasn't so far off. That's all I'm saying, Your Honor. And if it's still not the same as accusing someone of a crime, calling someone a witch on video. not quite the same thing as calling them a scammer. That's ruining their rep for life. Calling them a witch isn't ruining their rep for life. So again, different levels of activity going on. Some legal, some illegal. Like sending thugs and FBI for no reason. Me calling you gypsies and witches on camera is not illegal. Sending thugs, FBI, for no reason, swatting someone basically, deploying public relations efforts, defaming someone, and harassing women, none of that is legal in my opinion. The last part is why I say opinion. Because I'm not sure what the law is on that, but stalking, harassment, and terror, I know that's illegal. So you did do that. I know that. The trolling campaign proves it. That didn't just happen magically. All of a sudden, I'm talking about a publicist and her husband. Next thing I know, I got a trolling campaign deployed on my channel for the first time ever. It's like magic, Your Honor. Didn't know I had that kind of power. Anyway, again, so calling people witches or gypsies or whatever, that's not a crime. Saying they're scammers, a crime. Harassment, terror, stalking, crime. Sending physical thugs after someone, crime. Calling the FBI for no reason when a person doesn't have a record just because you want to tie law enforcement to his name, crime. Different levels of activity, Your Honor, going on in the war, I guess you'd call it, or the investigation. I wasn't willing to cross those lines, send people after people, call law enforcement, deploy trolls on a mission to sexually harass women. That was the mission. And in turn, take my viewers and money away from me. Thus ending my investigation, which was always the point. How dare he look into things he dare not look into? I got all the reactions I was looking for. They're going to bring up these words in court, Your Honor. Witch, gypsy, etc. If only those were as tame as the trends they got started on me, I'd be a happy guy. And again, this website decided to hop on that trend and put their stamp of approval on it. Even though no one's ever come to me and said I scammed them. That woman that complained to you people on my initial channel, she never gave me any money. So who am I scamming here? Since you've painted me as scammer. I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know what the scam is in court, because I don't even know what it is. Because I never was scamming a damn person, and no one's ever accused me of it to my face or in a message or anything. It's funny how it's only happened online, where publicity is behind it. And a publicist is behind it. And $1 trillion corporation is behind it. So even though I got those trends started, and I wanted to be honest about that and my intentions with them, again, I also did parody, Your Honor, about this family. Again, it was a way to get their attention, them to notice me, and boy, did they notice me. I became priority, America's Most Wanted, priority number one, even though they did their damnedest to not attach their name to it. But it kind of gives the game away. When they're calling you a meth head, Christo, crazy person, unhinged, etc., that's how they perceived me in the beginning. That's what they were calling me. That's how they looked at me. So it kind of gives the game away when you deploy a trolling campaign and they use names describing Chris Cornell's situation, his death, the kind of woman he married, a publicist, all kind of names like that. And again, Your Honor, that was the estate giving me the nod, like, yeah, it's us, but it ain't us. You know what we're saying? And that's how the mob operates. Sending thugs after me. That's how the mob operates. Calling FBI when there's no reason to. That's how the mob operates. Maybe we need to go into that territory. I don't know. I'd rather not. I'd rather not. I'd rather get this over with as quickly and neatly as possible in the court system. And just settle up. That's all I'm looking for, Your Honor. Everyone had their fun. They got to defame me and lie about me. I just explained the difference of what I was saying about millionaires and they were doing and saying about me via their trolling campaign, via their sending of thugs, via their calling the FBI. I'm trying to show you the difference, Your Honor, of the tactics. And when they try and present me, as they did in the beginning, that I'm stalking them, I guarantee some of those family members were in my comment section, Your Honor. You know why I can guarantee that? Because I know how good I am. I know what bait I left out there. And the bait was a stupid, ultra-Christian, meth head, unhinged maniac. That's what they all saw. That's what I wanted them to see. Unfortunately, my real record isn't any of that whatsoever. And I knew what my real record was. So before you go calling people scammers, you better find something on their record where they scammed someone. Otherwise, it's a crime. You're just defaming them with no evidence, which many of you have done, including trillion-dollar websites. But again, Your Honor, it kind of gives the game away when they're looking at you like a stupid meth head who never read Socrates or Plato, who talked about Socrates. They didn't know that. And they're using screen names like Man Hanging in Bathroom, The Publicist, etc., The Black Witch, The Black Widow. All names associated with them that guys like me got started. Again, it was their nod, their little mob nod. It's us, but it ain't us. We just want to let you know. We had some people, I have screenshots of some of the people that were trolling in the comment section, doing their minions, talking to them online about me, saying that they were certain people in my comment section when we know they weren't. We know who it actually was. That's what I mean when I said family was definitely in that comment section. So when they present me, Your Honor, as some crazy person that was stalking them, and that's how they presented me in the beginning, turns out, reality is, they were stalking me via their public relations firm effort, via them using accounts that didn't identify themselves, coming to my YouTube page and leaving comments. God knows what they said. I have to go back. If that IP address traces back to them and they called me a scammer or this or that, wow, that's direct evidence, right, Your Honor? Of them defaming me via a fake account. Who knows what we might find in the future? My point is, Your Honor, they took me so unseriously, I just explained how and why, that they decided to literally be in my comment section, some of those family members, repeatedly. We all know it. We all noticed it. We all identified it. As they're deploying a trolling campaign that's targeting women with sexual comments, whether it's them doing it, a public relations firm, their own firm, don't matter to me, same agenda, same goal. So when they use those screen names to just, to wink at me, Your Honor, that kind of gives the game away who's behind it all, doesn't it? What also kind of gives the game away is none of this crazy stuff ever happened to me before I started talking about Chris Cornell. I didn't have FBI showing up. I didn't have thugs. I didn't have trolling campaigns on my social media with names like Man Hanging in Bathroom. Never happened. But it gives the game away, doesn't it? The timing of it. The screen names. gives away the agenda, gives away who's behind it. When that one member of that one uncontrollable member of their family just can't help but open their mouth about me, because I know the agenda was never acknowledge him, it'll give him credibility. That was obviously your agenda from the beginning. I knew that. I could tell where the path you chose to keep your name away from it. Unfortunately, your mother couldn't control herself. We all know she's uncontrollable. I knew that way early on. Which is why I approached it the way I did. So again, I know the plan was to never acknowledge me. But I know some of you were in the comment section. I know this, Your Honor. I know they were. And IP addresses will prove that. And again, I would see some of the people taking credit for certain screen names in the comment section talking to these specific family members, when I know it wasn't that person. It was them. Even some relatives noticed what fake accounts they were using. Again, publicity, fake accounts and trolling is literally what they deployed. You think they don't do it? We know they do it. So again, when they try and paint me as the stalker, let me literally to the letter describe stalking and harassment and terror, deploying a trolling campaign specifically targeted to harass women, curse, threaten people, all that. That's harassment, terror, and stalking. A business, me, my audience, all parties involved. When you send thugs, that's stalking, harassment, and terror. When you call the FBI for no reason on a guy who has a spotless record, that's harassment, stalking, and terror. When you use a fake account to come to that guy's business or channel and defame him, that's harassment, stalking, and terror, and defamation. But I know the plan is to keep your names out of it, but your mother couldn't keep to the plan. And you guys couldn't help but send thugs and call the FBI and deploy the trolling campaign. I knew you would do all that. And if you didn't do all that, if none of that ever happened, I would have said to myself, maybe I'm wrong about these people. Maybe they ain't what people saying they is. Nope. They followed the mob tactics and the stalking, harassment, and terror, the sabotage of my business to the letter, my investigation to the letter. In other words, if I was wondering if there were certain type of people and I was looking for evidence of that, how do they treat certain situations? I found every bit of evidence I was looking for of how they treat certain situations. Like when people dare speak of what they shouldn't be speaking of. So again, it's only via your actions or their actions, Your Honor, that I formed this opinion. They didn't do any of these things, I might say to myself, I guess I'm just a crackpot and a fool. I guess I'm wrong. They never took the bait. They never bit the hook. I guess they must be innocent. That's not how it went. Went completely the opposite way. Just like that interview 3 years later with the last man to see Chris Cornell alive. Went the literal way I would expect if what I say is true. If what I theorize is true. That's how I would picture the interview. Exactly how it went. If what people said and the information I found and the beginning opinion of these people, this estate, if all that's true, then they would send thugs. They would call the FBI. Their first move would be a publicity move of deploying a troll campaign to literally attack women first, me second. Actually, no, both of us at the same time, calling me scammer, attacking the women with the sexual stuff, trying to ruin my business from day one. That's what they would do, literally. And they try and keep their name away from it. Just like other mob families love to keep their name away from, when bad things happen to people or whatever happens. They don't want their name anywhere near that stuff. That's a problem. Unfortunately, this is where they messed up, Your Honor. They saw what was on camera and they ran with it. They didn't look into the background. They just ran with the plan first. Then they realized the background and said, oh shit. He's not any of these things we're calling him, but we got to keep calling him. Because we know we got to destroy this, what he's saying, this business, this endeavor, this investigation. So one more time, let's finish it off, Your Honor. Trends, and when they try and paint me just like everyone did at the beginning, that I'm coming after them, I'm stalking them. Nope, it was a literal opposite, all the way up to, Your Honor, physical presentation. Two men in a car that want to lure me to the back of the store. They didn't want to talk right where they pulled up in the front, where everyone can see, Your Honor. We had to talk in the very back of the store. Why would that be, Your Honor? You know why that would be. FBI agents, the trolling campaign, the sabotage of my business intentionally, maliciously. That's what these people have done. And I think I can prove that in court. And when they dare present me as I was coming after them, I was stalking them. Remember everything I've told you, Your Honor. I never tried to intrude in their lives in any way, shape, or never called them, never texted them, never went to their page and tried to message them on social media, ever. Again, from second one, Your Honor, all this ever was to me was an investigation. I wasn't trying to stalk, harass, and terrorize people, get into their personal. I'm not talking about making videos. I'm talking about going directly after them like they directly came after me, like other stalkers are doing to me right now. The typical stalker handbook. Keep my name away from it, but we got to send you messages. These people took it to a whole nother level. We'll send in actual men twice, all four of them. So again, if they dare come into court and try and present me as the stalker, Your Honor, now you know the truth. Now you know reality. Again, all parties involved in this will be in the corner, Your Honor. We're just poor victims. Everyone's coming after us. Meanwhile, reality is what I just told you, Your Honor. I'll put my hand on a Bible without hesitation. Have a good day.